Hi everyone, Angel Readings from Kimba here, and I just wanted to say happy Thursday. I hope you all are doing well. I kind of wanted to just jump online and see how everyone is doing and how life is just treating you. I hope you all have your drinks in front of you. I'm just kind of grabbing mine since I came back from Arizona. I'm nursing a sore throat again. So with that being said, I kind of have to just take a deep breath and say, oh, again, I'm getting sick. So here's some hot tea. So grab something to drink because we have a lot to talk about tonight. For those of you that didn't know this, we have two planets right now that are getting ready, or actually are, in retrograde. They are Pluto and Saturn. And Pluto is all about core truths. It's all about darkness. It's all about us finding ourselves. It's all about us basically becoming one with our higher self. So Pluto is very important as a planet in terms of who we are and our own personal evolvement, so to speak. Saturn, on the other hand, which is the other planet, we call it the bad boy planet, is also in retrograde. And because of that, Saturn is a planet that we kind of have to take a step back, because Saturn is a planet that will actually kind of knock you on your ass. If you've been nasty to people, Saturn's the planet that's going to kind of keep you in line. If you've been really nice to people, if you've been giving, if you've been taking care of people, Saturn's the planet that's going to take care of you. So these two planets in retrograde at the same time. I apologize, I'm trying to get my iPad at a place that it's kind of stable. I think that might work. So there, now my hands are free. So with these two planets being in retrograde, Pluto and Saturn, you're going to find your personal life is going to be a little amish, but at the same time, this is going to be a time of immense personal growth and karmic debts. So again, if you've done people wrong and you know you've done them wrong, this is also a time of immense personal growth where you might want to make any wrongs right. You don't want Saturn swinging back in your face saying, aha, let me knock you off your pedestal. So this can be a period of immense growth as well. Not a bad thing, but for those narcissists that are out there, yeah, this 5-month period is going to be pretty rough for them. So that's kind of like what I wanted to start with, and just say love and light to you all. But be aware, this period of retrograde for Pluto and Saturn is going to be personal, but it's also going to be on a cosmic level. I think worldwide, we're going to see a lot of world events. So be prepared. I think a lot is coming because the next 5 months, we're going to see a lot of shakeup. Hi, I can see you all now. Love and light to you all. So you all look beautiful. Hello, everyone. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Colleen. It's so good to see you. As the night unfolds, I'm going to show you 4 fantastic products that I love. I'm also going to do a group card reading, and then I'm also going to ask if there's anyone who wants me to answer any questions for them. I'll flip some cards for you. So it should be fun. I'm still trying to get my iPad corrected here. So that's a little bit about worldwide what's going on astrologically speaking. So we've got Pluto and we've got Saturn, for those of you who just joined, basically kind of in retrograde. And those two are going to kind of really play karmic completion for those of you who have either been nasty or those who've been really nice. So this 5-month period is going to be a period of retribution, and karma will come knocking on you personally, as well as cosmically, country-wise. We're going to see a lot of events. Sadly, I think as a society, we have not woken up, and as a world, we haven't woken up for our fellow man. So I think we're going to see a lot of more, and I hate to say this, but I think a lot more shootings and a lot more events on that scale, because we just haven't found it in our hearts to find love for our fellow man. So this 5-month period is going to be big. Okay, so with that being said, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite products, because those of you who know me know that I'm a nurse. And those of you who know me also know that I kind of left the nursing arena and kind of transitioned into the medium psychic arena. And I also say we all have the gift. I used to go to psychics who would say, you have the gift, and I'd kind of leave saying, the hell does that mean, I have the gift? Basically, what it means is we all have the gift. We all have the ability to read cards. We all have the ability to listen to our intuition. It's a matter of basically deciding if we're going to do it. Hi, Emily. How are you? Hi, Dee. So basically what I want you to do is, if you want to strengthen your gift, it's like a psychic muscle. Remember how we would go to the gym and we'd see the really, really hot guys, and they'd be like lifting the weights, and we'd be like, oh, you know, just drooling over those guys. Being a psychic or a medium is no different. It's flexing that psychic spiritual muscle. So every morning, what I want you to do is wake up, keep a notepad by your bedside, and I don't have mine with me. Just a normal notepad. It doesn't have to be anything big or fancy. And I want you to write down 3 things, 3, that you think are going to happen. It could be something like, my supervisor is going to wear a red shirt today. Number 2, I'm going to come home by 5:55. Number 3, my spouse, partner, my mom, my dad, my grandmom is going to make me steak for dinner tonight. At the end of the night, I want you to look at those 3 things you wrote and put a check mark next to whichever one was correct. It doesn't matter. The first day or 2, you're probably going to get no check marks. The next day, do the same thing. Before you get out of bed, write 3 predictions, 3 things that you think are going to happen. And at the end of the night, when you go to bed, I want you to look at those 3 things, okay? You might not get any check marks that first week. Don't panic. What I want you to do is I want you to start to notice a pattern, because by the end of the first week, you might get 1 or 2 check marks, and you'll be like, yes, I got 1 or 2 check marks. Hi, Dee Dee. What you're going to notice is consistency. If you keep this notebook and every morning you write 3 things that you predict, such as, I think my dog's going to run away today to my neighbor's yard. You have to be specific. I think my car is going to be on, it's going to give me a problem at such and such intersection. I think my girlfriend so-and-so is going to call me. They're your 3 things. When you go to bed that night, check it off. You're going to notice by 2 weeks period, you're going to have more check marks. And if you keep doing this for a month, you're going to notice you're going to have 3 check marks every day. What I want you to do is then bump it up to 5 things a day. That's how you strengthen your psychic muscle. It's not rocket science. It's no big secret. It's no big, something I can't tell you, because you know what? I think a real medium, a real tried and true psychic will tell you, hey, let me help you. Let me give you little tidbits of how I started out. It's not rocket science. So I want you to do that. Can you do that between now and the next time we talk? Because I want feedback from you as to if this has worked for you, okay? So with that being said, one of the things that I wanted to show you is Nurses Day is May 6th. I believe in being a nurse. We all have to have some sort of intuition. How many times have we walked into a patient's room and we're like, oh God, that person's coloring isn't looking too good, and then 5 seconds later you leave the room and they code. So I have it in my heart for anyone who is a nurse, an aide, a caregiver. Caregivers alone should get mad props from me because they take on a lot. So we have one of our newest things that we have, I'm going to show you the box first, is Nursing is a Work of Heart. And I'm going to hold it this way so you can see it. It's a 6-inch figurine, and I'm actually going to bring her out so you can see her. She's holding to her chest, she's holding a bunch of hearts, which I love because I think anyone can be a nurse. You know, nursing, yes, you have to pass boards, yes, you have to take medical examinations, but this beauty, and I'm going to kind of tilt it so you can actually kind of see the coloration of it. This beauty is 6 inches. Nursing is a Work of Heart. I'm going to slowly turn her around. Maybe if I can somehow dim the lights a little bit, you can see her a little bit better. Where's my little paper here? What did you do with it? Thank you. I'm going to grab this paper. Sorry, I'm pulling on my notepad. To kind of shield her a little bit so you can see the coloration a little bit. She's got wings in the back. And then as I slowly turn her, it says, Nursing is a Work of Heart. She's a brunette, like me. Unfortunately, they didn't sell these nurses in any other colors. She's 6 inches, she's beautiful. She's holding a bunch of hearts to her chest. She has a stethoscope, I believe. No, she doesn't have a stethoscope. She has pens in her pocket. Just in time for Nurses Day, which is May 6th. These beauties go for $9.99. And they basically, if I can kind of give you a figure, they kind of fit in the palm of my hand. So this is for anyone who is a nurse, a caregiver, I'm going to tilt my thing this way, a nurse, a caregiver, a home health aide. Nurses are not just registered nurses. I think anyone who's a caregiver is a nurse. I think anyone who can take care of anyone else and who has empathy and compassion qualifies as a nurse. That's me. If you have compassion, if you have empathy, you're a nurse in my book. So Nursing is a Work of Heart. I'm just going to tilt this way so you can see it a little bit better. 6 inches. I'm going to put her down here and pull my iPad back a little bit so you can see her a little bit better. She's just beautiful. So if you know a nurse that you think would love this, it's $9.99. We can ship it out to you today, and you can have this in 2 days or less. Just stunning. So, for anyone who wants to be Florence Nightingale or loves Florence Nightingale, here's your gift. Hi Bonnie, how are you? So that's the first thing I wanted to show you because, as you all know, I'm a nurse. I love nurses. I love anyone that can help anyone. You don't have to be a nurse. I always say, giving comes from the heart, and if you can give, that's what life is all about. In my book. The other 3 things I wanted to show you is, I get asked all the time if we have bigger balls. And I laugh, because it's funny, but I have to take a sip as I say this. Yes, I hear you. It is funny. Our witch balls are our most popular selling item. So, we have 6-inch witch balls, we have 4-inch witch balls, and we have 2.5-inch witch balls. And I often get asked, what is our most popular witch ball? Oddly enough, I'm going to see if I can put my cards here to kind of stabilize this. Yes! That works! Yes! Oh, right above me over here is my dad and my mom. My dad, as you all know, just died in February. And over here are my angelic team. It's my dad and my mom. Over here is my grandmom and grandfather from Finland. And then over here are my mom's parents, and they were, as I was told, from Finland as well. My grandfather he adopted my mom when she was, I think, 3 months old because my biological grandfather was killed in the Navy Yard. A little bit about me. So anyway, I went off there, but just so you kind of know who these wonderful people are behind me, they're my angels. So our most popular witch ball that we sell are the Raven's Plume witch ball. And I want to show you the different sizes because I often am asked, well, what's a 6-inch ball? What's a 4-inch ball? What's a 2.5-inch ball? I mean, it's easy to say 6-inch, 4-inch, 2.5, but to actually see them will actually help you understand the difference. So I'm going to grab them. So I like to say, and I'm bad when I say this, yes, we do have big balls. Here is our 4-inch ball. This is Raven's Plume. Raven's Plume is one of our favorites because it's dark. It's got a little bit of a green hue to it. And if I can find my paper again, I keep putting it behind my iPad, sorry about that. I can show you, it's got a little bit of a green hue, a little bit of black, a little bit of gray. It's just fabulous. This is our top seller. This sells every time. This is 4-inch. This is our little itty bitty baby. This is our 2.5-inch. Same color, same style, 2-inch, 4-inch. Are you ready for our big balls? This kahuna is our 6-inch. Just to kind of show you the difference in size, this is our 6-inch bad boy. This is the same one, same color, same style, same beautiful coloration. I'm going to put these two down and I'm going to hold my white paper behind it so you can get a feel for that it pretty much is the same thing. This is our 6-inch beautiful Raven's Plume. Same color, same style. It's kind of like green at the top, blackish at the bottom. All of our witch balls are made in the Carpathian Mountains, and they're all made from recycled glass. As you know, I'm all about reduce, reuse, recycle. So 6-inch, four-inch. I'll hold them side by side. Yes, we do have big balls, don't we, Bonnie? And two-and-a-half-inch. Just to give you a visual, looks like I have a mustache with my thumb there, doesn't it? So this kind of gives you a good visual in terms of our sizing. It's so much easier when you can actually see them because it really puts it into perspective for you. But this coloration is definitely our most popular. We sell out of this all the time. This is our Raven's Plume. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. We can't keep it in stock. Just gorgeous. The colorations, they do vary from size to size. Each one is different, and no two are the same, which I love because we're all different. We're all unique. We're all special snowflakes, as my dad used to always say. God rest his soul. I miss my dad. He had the best sayings, but I know he's with me. So with that being said, again, if you know anyone who's a nurse, if you know anyone who you think would like this, this is our Nursing Comes from the Heart, $9.99. Our witch balls, yes, thank you, come in the 3 different sizes. I apologize, I'm having trouble with this. The 2.5-inch witch ball, which was the smallest of our witch balls, was $25.99. Our 4-inch witch ball was $25.99, and our 6-inch witch ball was, I think if I remembered correctly, $36.99. Don't quote me on that though. My paper's way over yonder, and I don't want to leave all you beautiful people all alone to go grab my paper. But I do believe it's $24.99 or $25.99 for the 2 sizes, and then 26 or 30. I'm lying. So you know what? It's the beauty about iPads. Come on, let's take a walk. We're just gonna walk, see, right over here. Ah, where's my paper? Oh, thank you. There it is. It's right in front of me. Okay, so the 6-inch is $34.99. The 4-inch is $25.99. And the 2.5-inch is $25.99. So therefore, I'm not lying. Hi, Gina. So, and our nurse figurine, as I mentioned, Nurses Day is coming up May 6th. Love a nurse. The nurse figurine is 6 inches tall. It's made of beautiful detailed resin, and that is $9.99. So there are products for this evening. And now let's get to the group reading, because to me that's always the funnest part of why we get together and why we do this. If you do want to order a product, you just go on angelreadingsbykimba.com. For any of the witch balls, just click on globes, and it's pretty much carved out for you where it says 2-inch, 4-inch, or 6-inch. Or you could just click all balls, and you could peruse through all of them. If you want the nurse figurine, you would just pretty much go on angelreadingsbykimba.com and then click on figurine. And from there, scroll to, I think it's page 3, if I'm correct, and you'll find the nurse figurine. As we always say, you click it, we ship it. And that's pretty much what we do. We just want it to be as simple and as easy for you. So, I'm going to start off with my Healing with the Angel cards. Hey, I don't know if you know this. Hi, Stacy. I started out reading my cards, and being a reader, by the way. I'm just going to put my cards behind here so it's up a little bit. With Healing with the Angel cards. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if I ever told you that. So when I started out, I was like, I don't know how to start this. Like, what do I do? Do I do tarot? Tarot overwhelmed me. I do teach tarot, so if anyone's interested, let me know. Hit me up. I do teach it privately because it's a lot. It's a heavy deck. It's a lot of memorization. It's a lot of intuition, but it's a lot. So I started with this deck, which I love because it's very simple. Each of the cards have a word on it. Like this one says divine guidance. This one says body care. Soulmates. Aren't we all looking for our soulmates? And some of you actually do have your soulmates. So I'm so thrilled for you. This says celebration. So with these cards, basically what I do is I cut these cards, and even though they have one word on them, it forces me to kind of put my hand on the card and pretty much pull from whatever that card says and feel intuitively what that meaning is. So let's talk about that. Okay? This card is answered prayer. And as soon as I'm touching this card, I feel like, now understand, let me just caveat right off the bat. With a group reading, which is what we're doing right now, this isn't going to pertain to everyone. But we'll get to the personal readings a little bit later. So answered prayer is basically whatever it is you're praying for, whatever it is you're asking the higher powers, whether it's God, the angels, and or your specific archangel that you're affiliated with, I feel like they're saying they're going to answer your prayer, but the situation that's concerning you isn't going to be resolved just yet. Excuse me, I am nursing a sore throat. And I feel like with this card, answered prayer, a lot of it has to do with not so much focusing out as it is focusing inward. This has to do with a situation, and you're asking for the outcome to turn around because there's a person that's bothering you. Hi, Solima. I'm so sorry. Hi, Kat. I am nursing a sore throat when I came back from Arizona, so I apologize. So with this card, answered prayer, I want you to know the angels are saying the situation's going to be reversed. The best thing you can do is pray for this person. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard when someone is kind of constantly eating away at your energy. I get that. It's kind of like they're trolling you and they're just kind of zapping your energy and you just kind of want this person to go away. I get that. More than anything in this world, there's always someone that just kind of eats away at us. In this situation, pray for them, because when you do that, it kind of frees you up so they're not taking headspace in your head. They're not renting space of the situation that's bothering you, if that makes any sense. I know it sounds weird because in our day and age, we want to pray for a situation to have the angels make it go away. But the angels are saying, pray for this person because this person actually needs help. I have a visitor. Cooper wants to say hi. He was so jealous. So, with your answered prayer, if you turn it around and pray for this person and pray that they get blessed so that they can leave you alone, sometimes blessing someone is the best way of praying. And I always say it's the best form of revenge, because when you pray for someone, it's releasing you and your headspace so they're not renting space in your head. If that makes any sense. I'm also being told there's a person out there who's listening to me right now that needs to go to the doctor. And I'm going to caveat this. I'm not a doctor. Right off the bat, I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing anyone. So I just need to say, if you haven't had a mammogram recently, they're showing me the number 3. So it's been 3 years since you've had a mammogram. Get it done. Okay? Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor, but I am saying, answered prayer. You haven't had a mammogram because you're afraid. You need to go. Okay? The second card I'm pulling is playfulness. This card I love. You know, when we were kids, hi Bonnie. When we were kids, it was so easy to love, to see the world through the eyes of a child. But then as we got older, we got married, we had kids, we had bills, we had responsibilities that just kind of dragged us down. This card is all about finding your inner fire and just kind of going for it. One of the things we used to do as nurses, I used to do, that used to make my friends crazy, is I might be 6 feet away from my girlfriend at the nurse's station, and I would call her up and be like, yes, this is Dr. So-and-so, and she'd pick up the phone like, really, Kimba? You're just 6 feet away from me. And I'm like, I know, but it's that type of keeping fun in our lives, jokes, the gaiety. I also do a lot of painting with a twist. It's finding our inner core. We as women, getting our nails done, as weird as that sounds, that's our ability of being able to just kind of regroup. Don't forget to laugh and to joke. We live in such a, hi Martha, how are you? We live in such a very heavy time. My heart weighs for the shootings that are just going on left and right because people can't tolerate and love each other. So don't be afraid to play jokes on your family and get a book of jokes. It's okay to laugh. It's like, I feel like we're in this society of this bubble that it's like, people don't want to laugh because God forbid we'll get shot. No, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to have gaiety. And I always tell people, do what feels good. I love music. Music is my therapy. Music is my therapist. When I'm upset about my dad, and we all know my dad passed in February, I blast my music because that is what brings me back to my playful state. So do what you need to do, whether it's baking cookies, whether it's painting, coloring. I feel like there's someone out there listening tonight who sings. And I feel like this person, it's like, and this is a rhetorical question, so I'm just going to say this. With love from me to you, why are you not on American Idol? I don't know why, but I'm being told to say, why are you not on American Idol? You know who you are. The next card, oh my God, music, music. And it's like everyone who's listening to me. I'm hearing so many different genres. I'm hearing everything from Aretha Franklin to Patti LaBelle to Lady Gaga to AC/DC. Who's playing Pink Floyd right now? Is someone out there playing Pink Floyd? Because I'm hearing Pink Floyd. I'm playing right now, I don't know if you can hear it, Lindsey Sterling. I just think music itself is so healing. It's also the universal language of all of us. So, with that being said, I apologize, my throat is killing me. As you know, I threw 3 cards. I threw answered prayer, I threw playfulness, and then my last one was music. I'm going to build off of these with tarot. So with playfulness, I pulled the 5 of Wands. Playfulness was the first card I pulled, and I pulled the tarot card, 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is all about competition. It's all about sports. It's all about being together. It's all about basically a rivalry. So in terms of playfulness, this is actually pretty good, because what this is saying is that you're in an environment where there is a lot of competition. There's a lot of cutthroatness. There's a lot of rivalry. I would even say, if I had to guess, and I'm kind of shooting off the cuff here, there's some backbiting being done here at work. So yeah, you need some playfulness going on. Don't be afraid to take that work lunch. You know, if work is going to sponsor a lunch and say, hey, let's all do a group team meeting, do it. Hi, Penny. Do it. Because this card, playfulness, and this card are telling me you need it. The next card that we pulled was answered prayer. Now I'm going to pull a tarot card to go on top of that to tell me more about what is answered prayer to you. The Hermit. The Hermit is in the Major Arcana, and I love him. He's number 9. What I love about the Hermit is, if you look at him, I'll pull back a little bit so you can see a little bit further, is it's winter time. See the snow on the ground? He has the lamp right here. The lamp is all about intuition, knowledge, teaching. This is a person who thirsts for knowledge. This is also a person who loves to learn. Why this fell on answered prayer is because this tells me religion is important to you. Now, when I say religion, it doesn't necessarily mean organized religion. It could be spirituality. I always say, because I was Catholic, religion is someone else's experience. In other words, it's going to a church, it's having someone stand at a pulpit and telling me how I should live my life for the next week. Spirituality, in my opinion, and I believe it was Deepak Chopra who said this, was spirituality is basically your observations, your evolvement, your growth of religion. And that's the difference. That truly is the difference. So I'm just going to put Cooper down. Say goodbye, Cooper. Say goodbye. He's like, no, I will not say goodbye. So with these 2 cards, the reason why they fell on top of each other is answered prayer is whatever it is you are praying for. And I believe, I'm being led to believe, this is a situation that you were asking your angels to resolve for you. And the angels are basically saying, no, you need to kind of resolve this on your own by turning it around and praying for this person. Don't let them rent space in your head. And in doing so, go back to your inner strength of your spirituality, your grounding, your basis, your norms, your values, what you grew up with. And that kind of strengthened what I said in the beginning. If you pray for this person, by doing so, it'll free you up, if that makes any sense. And it goes against what we were taught, because we were taught as a society, if someone does you wrong, you screw them. This is totally going against what we were taught, but I'm telling you, it will free you. It'll totally free you. Answered prayer and the Hermit. So you basically are an intellectual person. You know what I'm saying is true. Pray for this person, throw them good juju, and I'm telling you, the situation's going to resolve itself. Okay? Oh, thank you, Martha. Cooper is good. Oh, by the way, in case if I didn't tell you, we're going to Sedona Memorial Day weekend. So if anyone's in the Arizona area, Cooper's coming with us. So I'm thrilled. He's the love of my life. So just a little off the cuff. Hi, Joanne. How are you? Okay, so now the third card I pulled was music. As I mentioned, music is the universal language. It's what we as a race, as people across the world, what we kind of communicate with. It's the universal language. I'm going to pull a tarot card and see what we have to say about that. Justice. That's kind of interesting, because with the Justice card, I wouldn't necessarily think of music being synonymous with justice, but really when you think about it, it truly is, because when you're having a bad day, what do? I put on music because it surely beats killing someone. Honestly, like when you really think about it, music is the healer of all things. As you know, I do hospice. So when someone is transitioning, we put on music for someone. But at the same time, what do we do when we're angry? We turn up the volume to our music. My go-to music is Eminem because he drops the F-bombs, or Cardi B, or, you get what I'm saying. Justice also helps you because of the fact that it kind of brings you into a sense of knowing what's right and what's wrong. So with the Justice card, it balances you. So music brings a sense of peace and tranquility. It also is a sense of the ability of a race of peoples across the world. Linguistics, we might not speak the same language, but with music, it's a universal language. But at the same time, there's a justice in it because it's something that we can all appeal to. Make sense? Maybe not. Use your own interpretation. That's why we're all here. So if you get a different vibe from these two cards, hit me up. I'll read it out. That's what we're all here for. That's why I'm doing these live readings, because I want to hear from you too. Yay, Martha, you're in Phoenix. I'm coming to you, girlfriend. I'm going to be in Sedona because I'm hitting the vortexes. So hopefully I'm going to have a lot of healing done because I'm really missing my dad. Bonnie, I'm so glad that you love Cooper because I do too. He's my light. He's my love. He is my everything. Oh God, I'm starting to sound like Barry White, aren't I? So, at this point, I want to know, what do you want to know? So, there are many types of readings I do. I do personal readings, which is basically I do angel cards, which are these. I do tarot, which I think you all know what tarot are. I do group readings, which is what this just was. And then I do what's even more fun, group readings where people ask me questions, and then as long as they're okay with me spitting the answer out publicly, ask me a question. I'll answer your question. I'll flip tarot cards. But the only thing I ask is that you specify if you want me to answer angel or tarot or both. So hit me up with a question because I'm here. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Love, finances, how I got into this, how any tidbits as to how you can strengthen your own psychic muscles, because I don't feel what I do is a secret, and I think this is just my opinion. I'm here to teach others, so if anyone wants to know, as we talked about the notebook, get a notebook, keep it by your bedside. Every morning, before you get out of bed, write down 3 predictions. And then when you go to bed that night, look at those 3 predictions. The ones that are correct, put a check mark next to it. At the end of the week, count up your check marks. And then do it the next week. And you're going to start to see more and more check marks. That's how you strengthen your mental psychic muscle. So, Martha, do you have a question for me? Stacy, hi Stacy. Will you find a house for you and your girls? Okay, let's see. Are you okay if I throw tarot for that? Oh, while I'm waiting for you to answer on that, let me just specify. Angel cards are all about basically mediumship. There are 2 sides to the house. Mediumship is all about being able to connect with those that have crossed over. Angels is what I like to call them. Some mediums call them spirits. I personally don't like to call a deceased person a spirit. As you know, I work with hospice. I feel we all are people, and I feel like we all should be called angels, because and I'm Catholic, so I have a problem calling someone that's crossed over a spirit. So I call them angels. So as a medium, we connect to angels to the other side. Psychics, on the other hand, pretty much can predict the future. I go to psychics when I want to know what's going to happen in my love life, what's going to happen with my finances, what's going to happen with my business. How will my trip in Arizona go? So that's kind of a difference. In case you're wondering, what's the difference between a medium and a psychic? So, Stacy, you're cool with tarot? Good. I'm going to flip some tarot here. And I'm just going to prop my angel cards here. So the question that Stacy was asking is she going to find a house for her and her family? And I am going to flip some tarot, and we're going to see. You know, while I'm shuffling, I do have to say, Stacy, I'm not quite sure where you live, but I'm being told instinctively, I feel like you're going to be here, not there. Can you validate what that means? Here, not there? Like, I feel like you're looking over there, like further out, but I feel like, Stacy, the angels are saying you're going to stay closer to here. Does that make any sense? Hi, Zoe. Okay, so Stacy, let's see what they say. Here you go. This card is it's hard for me to read it backwards. This card is the Six of Swords, which basically tells me you are going to be going somewhere. I'm going to pull it back a little bit so you can see better. You're going to be going somewhere where there's water. Are you necessarily going to be living on the water? I don't know about that, but you're definitely going to be going around water. Here's what I find interesting. When you move, it's going to be really choppy, as evidenced by here. See here where it's really choppy? Once you move, over here, the waters are all tranquil. They're all quiet and peaceful. So I think you're going to be moving around waters. I'm not sure where, but they're saying it's going to be here, not there. I feel like, Stacy, you're ricocheting out like 30 minutes to an hour out further than where you're at. And I feel like the angels are saying it's going to be here, closer to where you're at, like a 20-minute radius. So if you could validate that where you currently live, you live around water, like whether it's lakes or a bay area, because that's what I'm getting. I feel like you are going to find something. And I feel like it's going to be last minute. Like you're going to sign something real fast. It's going to come up really fast. Hi, Bonnie. I'm just going to scroll down here. Martha had a question. Martha said, my grandmother passed away a year ago yesterday. Okay, so you have an angel with you. You want to know if she's okay. Also, okay, is everything going to be okay? Okay, well, first of all, kudos to you, Martha, because where you've been and where you are today are two different people. So I just want to say you're a badass. And I love that, because don't let anyone ever pigeonhole you and ever hold your past against you, okay? So I am so proud of you. I'm proud of everyone, but particularly you and what you disclosed to me. I'm not going to read that publicly because as a nurse, I don't know if I have the permission to say that out loud, but I'm very proud of you. In terms of your grandmom, I want you to know she's with you. I want you to know yesterday what you did. It's like, I feel like you did something significant to honor her. And I don't know why, Martha, but it's like they're showing me flowers. Did you happen to buy flowers to actually like take to her grave? Because I feel like you did something to actually honor her and her anniversary of her death. And your question was about your children and you. Is everything going to be okay? I'm going to pull this back so we can see it a little bit better, and I'm going to shield the lighting. The lighting is awfully bright. This is what we call the Three of Cups. So to answer your question, Martha, this is all about celebrations. What I want to point out to you is, do I think everything's going to turn out in your favor? I do. Do I think it's going to take a while? Yes. And here's why I think that. When you look in the card, here's pumpkins, and here's more pumpkins. So that tells me October, because whenever I see pumpkins, I live in Pennsylvania. So pumpkins for us usually come around October, maybe September, but I think things are going to start to manifest for you and become more even-keeled, so to speak, by October, if that makes any sense. But yes, I do think things are going to come along for you, and I think things are going to start to stabilize. So you keep going in the direction you're going. Don't let anyone ever bring up your past, because you know what? We all have pasts. And I always say as a nurse, and this goes for everyone, if anyone ever tells you they don't have a past, run from them, because everyone does have a past, and it's not your past, it's your future. So I'm really proud of you, Martha. God bless you. Okay, I'm going to see who's next. Gina, will you find love? Well, let's see. Let's see what the cards say about that. For those of you that are just joining, we're doing what's called a group reading, and this is always fun. I actually come to houses and do this. Sometimes people don't want individual readings, so we do a group reading where a lot of the ladies just have snacks, do drinks, and shout out questions. And this is kind of like the same thing, except instead of shouting out questions, people are just instant messaging me. Okay, so Gina, your question was, will you find love? And I have to laugh because I could not have pulled a better card. You all saw me shuffle the cards. I'm going to hold up my thing to kind of shield this so you can see it. It's the Lovers. So Gina, I do feel like, yes, you will find love. And I want to explain this card a little bit to you. This is the Archangel Raphael here. So I feel like he's blessing you. I also feel like there's something going on with you. And as I've said from the beginning of this cast, I have a sore throat, but I also feel like there's something going on with you, respiratory-wise, because I feel very short of breath as I'm talking. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, but I do feel like there's something going on respiratory-wise with you, which is why the Archangel Raphael is here. Whoever is also here, the archangels, I feel like they're blessing this union. This guy I don't think you've met, because I feel like when I ask the angels, is this someone you already know? Because I need more information. We all need more information. I get this. I feel like he's in the process of walking away from a relationship. So I feel like you haven't met him yet, and when I ask when, I get this card. 10 of Cups, which basically means make a wish. 9 of Cups, excuse me. Whenever you go to a psychic and they throw this card down, if they don't tell you to make a wish, get up and walk out. I'm just kidding. Truly, truly, this is what we call the wish card. So whenever you're getting read your tarot cards and you see the 9 of Cups and the psychic doesn't tell you to make a wish, I'd ask them, hey, isn't that the wish card? So Gina, make a wish. Because basically your card here was the Lovers. So I believe in manifestation. I do believe you can call him forward. And I do believe you just haven't met him yet. But I think he's around the corner. If I had to guess, and this is me talking, not the cards, I think August is going to be a good month for you. Who's next? Stacy, you said yes, you didn't want to leave from the area. So I hope I was correct in what I said about your move. Jackie, hi Jackie. I'm so glad you're watching. Thank you for joining us. Martha, you're so welcome. Pina, my dear Pina, how are you? And if there's anyone else who wants a question, hit me up. Now's the time. Pina, something you want to know about your kids. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm looking off, in case if you're wondering, for those of you that haven't been read by me before, when I look off into the distance, I don't want you to ever think for a second I'm zoning out, but it's kind of like my way of connecting with my angels. So Pina, I'm picking up 3 with you. Your question to me was, tell you something about your kids. Do you have 3 kids, Pina? Oh, because I've also pulled this. This is what we call the Empress. I'm going to pull I'll make sure my lights are a little bit dimmer the next time I do live, which I'll be doing every Thursday, by the way. The Empress. This tells me your daughter is someone's great love. So Pina, aside from your daughter being a man's very great love, because here is the Venus symbol, here is the wheat, which is fertility. She has the wreath of life. Here's the waters of life behind her. If I had to venture a guess, I would say your daughter is going to be pregnant real soon, if she's not pregnant already. So Pina, hit me up and tell me something. Do you have 3 kids, and is your one daughter pregnant? Because I feel like there's a pregnancy coming if she's not already pregnant already. Hi, Donna Richardson. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Vera, thank you for joining us. If Donna or Vera, if you have any questions or you want me to answer a question or flip tarot cards, please let me know. Donna, do I see you moving soon in a warm place? Donna. You know, and it's funny, Donna, because as soon as I read that, I have to almost say, I suddenly feel an intense cold and I feel north. I don't know where you're at. I don't know where you're located. You know, and I have to almost laugh because if my English teacher was here listening to me, he would be like, don't end your sentences on a dangling participle, because I said I don't know where you're at. I feel like you're up north somewhere, like Montana, Wyoming, that area. I don't know, but I feel like that type of cold area is where you're currently at. Warm place. I'm being shown across the country. Are you looking, Donna? Are you looking at Florida? Is Florida calling your name, Donna? Because I feel like it is. I'm going to take a drink. Got the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords for me tells me, not necessarily bad things, but it tells me, I think 3 things are going to happen before you can actually do the move. Again, it's not a bad thing, Donna. I just think 3 things have to happen. I feel like 2 of the things have already happened, but the 3rd needs to happen before the move can take place. Because they're showing me this is a giganda move. Like you're going across the country. Like again, and they're showing me Florida. So I have to ask you, Donna, are you entertaining the idea of Florida? I'm seeing Florida. You know, because I keep bouncing back to them, like pinging, like a cell phone tower. You're thinking of Arizona, California, that area, but boom, they keep taking me back to Florida. So please let me know, because I'm seeing, when I pulled the cards, I saw the 3 of Swords. Not a bad thing. 2 things have already happened. I see a 3rd thing has to happen before this happens. It's almost like they're saying retirement, possibly, before this can happen. And it's going to be almost like a move across the country, that type of a move. So, yeah, I do see you moving. And I see this happening before 2020. So it's, 2019 right now. So, yeah, I see this within the next year. Girl, hit me up, because I need more information. In the sense that I'd love validation is what I mean. Okay, Colleen, how are you? Thank you so much. What does your career look like in the future? Funny. Oh, Colleen, it's funny because you know what? I to almost say, as soon as I hit your name, I hit numbers. Numbers, numbers, numbers flying, compounds, numbers. And it's almost like, I don't know if this is just me, like, is it the nurse in me? But I feel like compounds. Are you a pharmacist or are you in the medical industry? Do you do anything with, I'm going to say ionic bonds for a better lack of words. And I don't know why I'm even saying that. Because I feel like there's stuff that you're doing or will be doing that is so precise that is almost like chemistry related. So I have to ask you, what do you do, Colleen? But yeah, I see this is so specific that you're working for almost like a big company. If it's not a pharmaceutical type company, it's finances, because I'm just seeing numbers flying. And I can't understand, I'm going to caveat, and anyone who's ever been read by me knows, if I don't know something, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm never one of those mediums that's just going to pull something out of the air and say, I think, no. Because I'm getting two different vibes, and I don't understand what the angels are saying, and I'm like, damn you. I'm getting two pictures, so I don't understand. One picture I'm getting is compounds, ionic bonds, drug molecules like a pharmaceutical chemist is what I'm being shown, Colleen. So I don't know if you're in the pharmacy industry. And then the other thing I'm being shown is it's like the pendulum has swung, and I'm being shown finances, like immigration of finances, like the financial sector. So please keep me posted. I'm very curious as to what you do, because I can't pinpoint it, but it's fascinating. And in my lingo, maybe it's just a job I'm not familiar with, so that's why I can't seem to articulate it. But yeah, I think you're going to do great things. I think you're going to roll in money, for better lack of words. But I also feel like you're in education right now, like you're schooling right now. You're going back to school. MBA, I want to say, like that type of schooling. So I bow to you. I bow to anyone who goes to school. I mean, it's hard. In my opinion, it's hard. So Colleen, hit me up. I'd love more information and validation. Any medium who says they want validation, what they mean is they're saying what they told you by the cards is they just are looking to see if they were right. That's what they mean. Pina, my love. Hello, hello. Gina, you're welcome. Vera, you said about your relationship. That's very open-ended, Vera, so I'll do my best. Because when you say, Kimba, about my relationship, I'm not quite sure what you mean. So I'm going to do my best to answer that, okay? First of all, I want to start with this. This is the High Priestess. This basically is you, Vera. This tells me you're along the lines of me, like everyone else in this room. You have the intuitive abilities. You can pretty much look at someone and pretty much figure them out very quickly as to whether they're bullshitting you or not. What I want to point out to you on this card is, here she's got the cross. This is Boaz, and this is Joachim. Basically what this means in its simplest form, in its rawest form, is the fact that this is the negative and this is the positive. You pretty much can figure out the spirituality effects of people right away. Like most mediums who are trained and hone in on their craft, you pretty much have a little bit of an edge over most people. You're more in tune, maybe is another way of saying it. Does that make sense? But I also see here, I want to point this out to you, Vera. You have a religious background, and I'm seeing a swinging rosary with you. What I mean by that is nothing bad. I was raised Catholic, so we all have some sort of a religious background. Most of us do. Not all of us, but I see a swinging rosary. So you might have broken from the Catholic Church at some point and found your own spiritual growth, is what I mean. Now, you asked about your relationship. This is the next card I pulled. And this basically tells me, here's the window of life, right here. But this also tells me this is winter time. See the snow falling, snow on the ground. This tells me this past winter was a very trying time in your relationship, almost to the point of, and if I could sing, I would sing it, am I going to stay or am I going to go? You know that song? I think there's still the after effects of, do I want to stay or do I want to go? There were some health issues, and the health issues kind of resonate as to, do I want to stay in this relationship or do I want to go and just kind of peacefully move on? So to answer your question, I think you need to delve deep into your spiritual realm and decide, because only you can decide if you want to stay or you want to go. I feel like I'm being led to believe you're still in the relationship currently, but whatever happened over the winter kind of put a crux in your relationship that really made you question as to if you wanted to stay or if you wanted to go. And the resonation is still kind of resonating today. So I can't answer that for you. And I will never make a decision for anyone. What I can tell you is just tell you what the cards are telling me, is that you are spiritual and that you seem to already know the answer is what they're telling me. But something happened over the winter that kind of made you start the question as to if you wanted to stay or go in this relationship. Does that make sense, my love? If it does, just say yes or no. Okay? Pina, love you. Donna, what do I see for you in the coming months? Let's see. I'm assuming, and I should never assume, because, you know, as my dad used to say, when you assume, that makes an ass out of you and me. Said in my dad's best voice. God love you, Dad. I know he's here with me. Basically, what do I see for you in the coming months? Oh, strange, but I'm just going to say this. Donna, I feel like for you in the coming months, there's this move that's coming up. And I feel like we already talked about this, but I'm going to say it again. It's coming. And this move is going to be pretty big. So start packing. Start lightening your load now. Start spring cleaning. What you don't need, what you don't use, get rid of it. Because I feel like this is coming. And I feel like you already know this. So it's all good. Again, in the beginning of this podcast, I started talking about 2 planets are in retrograde, Pluto and Saturn. And bad boy Saturn, it's this past 5 months is going to be all about karmic debts. So it's going to be pay up time, basically in its simplest form. You know, how you've been for the past so many years. Saturn is all about coming around full circle and paying retribution for behaviors. And that's what the next 5 months are going to be about, personally and on a large scale. So, yeah, I think you're going to be moving, girlfriend. And I think this is, like I said, across the country. Hi, Stacy. How are you? Linnell, tell you something about your health. Yes. I will always caveat, I'm not a doctor, but I'm looking over my glasses. For those of you that are coming on and just joining on now, I'm a diabetic, and I don't see that well. I'm almost colorblind at this point, so I kind of have to adjust my eyes several times. But Linnell, I feel as though, as I'll say this again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing, but I feel like my left eye, so for you, that would be your left eye. I feel like there could be, and I say could be because I'm not a doctor, there could be a cataract brewing if not something that you have had addressed recently, but I feel like there's a shimmering in my left eye, which leads me to believe it could be a cataract. Health-wise, I feel like as soon as I say that, I feel like asthma. And I say asthma because here in Pennsylvania, all of our trees are pollinating, and my car just has this beautiful green film on it. But when you ask me about your health, what I'm feeling is tightness in my chest. So I have to ask you, is there something going on with your chest area? Such as, and it's like, almost like I can't breathe. Like, and I'm throwing this out because I'm not a doctor, asthma, congestive heart failure, COPD, anything along those lines. Something that would cause a flare-up of a chronic condition. Here's another thing, and this is going to blow your mind, Miss Linnell. I pulled a tarot card. This is actually the Seven of Wands. This is all about hurt, being hurt in the past. Interestingly enough, the first thing I said is I felt in my left eye a shimmery feeling, almost like a cataract type feeling. So it's interesting that in this tarot, his head is bandaged. And you all have been seeing, I've been shuffling the tarot deck. So for me to pull this, I find it interesting. Also, I want to point out to you, in the cards, all of the wands have little sprouts of leaves on it. So I feel like by the springtime, you might have some head congestion. And I feel like this could also be related to allergies, if you have allergies and or whatever this respiratory condition is. I feel like it's chronic. I have asthma. That's what I mean by a chronic condition. So Linnell, hit me up. Let me know if I validated anything for you. I'd be very curious as to what's going on in that left eyeball of yours. Again, I'm not a doctor. I just pretend to be one. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I tell people. But truly, truly, I'm not a doctor. Pino, you said you do have 3 kids. Yes. Thank you to my angels. Thank you, thank you. I'm very glad to hear that. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling down to see if I missed anyone. Donna, thank you for verifying. You are planning on going to Florida. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I always love validation because I will never take the glory or the honor. I just give all that to my angels. This is not me. It's my gift. So I'm never going to take credit for that. But thank you for validating that. Linda. Hi, Linda Dell. You said you're trying to start a new business. Do I see you becoming successful? Well, in my mind, girlfriend, I want to give you mad props right off the bat because I think any woman or man who starts a new business should get mad props right off the bat because it's scary, it's wonderful, it's exciting, starting a new business. And I can relate to you in so many ways because I did. I left nursing and started my own business. So kudos to you. But your question was, do I see your new business and you becoming successful? So let's see. Oh, I pulled the sun. The sun, I'm so sorry. The sun in the tarot deck is one of the major arcana. And yes, I do see you becoming very successful at this. I want to point out to you, the reason why I say this is a successful card is, first of all, let's talk about the sunflowers. Sunflowers are indicative of August. So, Linda, to answer your question, yes, I do believe that by August of this year, things are going to start to pick up. I think right now you're trying to find, it's like a puzzle piece. You're trying to figure out what fits, what works, as we all do. I mean, there's no fast, hard rule to pretty much, make your business run. So yeah, I think this is going to take off for you. But I also want to point out to you the baby. The baby's naked. The baby's riding a horse. And it's kind of like when someone's naked, there's an air of, look at me, I have nothing to hide. And there's also a sense of transparency with that, because I think that when with your business, there's an air of, this is what I have, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to go about doing it. So yeah, I think you're going to be very successful. I think by August, things are going to pick up for you, and I think you do have the blessing of the sun. So to answer your question, I do think you're going to be successful. I do have to say also, Linda, I feel, and this is me talking, not the cards, I feel like you're in the direction of something holistic and or mediumship-wise. So I don't know if that's your business, if that's the direction you're going in, but I do feel led to say that I think that's the area you're going in. So if you could validate that, I'd love that. Hi, Ernie. How are you? Colleen, so you're a regional nurse. Thank you. That would explain all the numbers, because God only knows as nurses, whoo, we deal with a lot of compounds and ionic bonds and medications. And thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for that validation, because that is, I kept seeing numbers with you and validations. Hi, Donna. Massachusetts. I did see you up north. Yes, thank you. Hi, Chantel Little. Hi, Karen. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Vera. So it's roughly 8:18, and I'm going to sign off for the night because it's been a wonderful hour. I'm going to be doing this every Thursday night. So hopefully we'll get this down to a science. Think of any questions that you have for next Thursday, and each week I'll be featuring items from my store. If there's anything that you particularly would like me to feature, feel free to hit me up, direct message me, and say, hey, next Thursday, could you please feature this item? I see it on your website, but I can't really get a good feel for it, you know, via the pictures on your website. Could you feature it on your podcast? I'd be happy to do that. So just a quick little recap. We have 2 planets in retrograde, Pluto and Saturn, and they're basically going to jack anyone up, because this 5-month period of those 2 planets being in retrograde is basically all about karma. And these 2 planets, Pluto is all about core completion, it's all about spirituality and basically facing ourselves. Saturn is all about coming face to face with ourselves, and Saturn is all about completion of cycles. So when Saturn's retrograde, Saturn is basically a bad boy, and he's all about front and center in your face. So with these 2 planets being retrograde for the next 5 months, expect some crazy ass shit to go down. And I always say, if you're a nice person, or you try to be nice, because we're all human, let's face it, you really don't have anything to worry about in terms of karma. But if you're just a basic asshole and you're just nasty to people, yeah, karma's coming after you, and it's going to knock you off your pedestal. It's just the way it is. Our items that we featured tonight, just a reminder, May 6th is Nurses Day, so I want to show you this. This is our Nursing is from the Heart. It is a 6-inch figurine. It's for $9.99. She's beautiful. She's got wings. Give this to any nurse, any caregiver, even aides. I used to always say when I was in the clinical setting, my right-hand man or woman were my aides. They were my ears, they were my backbone, they were my soul. Because when I couldn't be with the patient, it was the nursing assistants that basically were my eyes and ears for me. So this is a great gift. Nurses Day is May 6th. And then the other items that I featured, as I explained to you, I often am asked, do we have big balls? And I love answering that question, because yes, we do. We have huge balls. I wanted to show you these because it really hits home, our sizing. Raven's Plume is our most popular ball. It basically is a blue, green, black type of ball. So this is our 4-inch ball. Our 2.5-inch ball. Just to give you an idea about size. Size does matter. And here's our 6-inch. Just to give you an idea. So we sell all 3 sizes. All beautiful, all different colors, but I wanted to show you these because you can't really get the feeling from a website. So 6-inch, 4-inch, and 2.5-inch, just to give you an idea. So my lovies, my earth angels, it's been wonderful talking with you tonight. I hope I answered all of your questions. And if there was anything that I didn't answer, please, 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 and you didn't feel comfortable putting it up here, please, by all means, direct message me. I'm almost always online, almost always 4 a.m. in the morning to 7 a.m., 7 p.m., in between readings all day, Monday through Sunday. I will get back to you, maybe not right away, but I will. I'm going to be doing this every Thursday, and I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic night. With me, to you, love and light. All right? So have a good night. Take care, everyone. Bye.